In the heart of New York, where love stories were thought to be as fleeting as the seasons, two neighbors had unknowingly been dancing around each other for months. But it wasn't until the first letter arrived that their secret desires began to unfold. Janet, a 26-year-old illustrator, walking down the hallway. She reaches her door and fumbles for her keys. As she bends down, a small, cream-colored envelope catches her eye, slipped halfway under her door. She pauses, puzzled.
What is this? Some kind of joke?
She picks up the envelope, carefully tearing it open, her eyes narrowing as she reads.
I see you every day. I've noticed the way you brush your hair from your face, the way you smile when you think no one's looking. You're beautiful, more than you know. But I can't tell you this in person. Not yet.
Janet's eyes widen and she frowns, feeling a slight unease.
What the hell? Who writes letters anymore? This is 2024. Seriously, just text me like a normal person.
She looks over her shoulder at the door across from hers. Ethan's door, a 28-year-old software engineer she'd noticed but never truly interacted with. A small part of her wonders if it's him. Could he be that kind of guy? The thought unsettles her at first.
Is he some kind of creep? Or could this be romantic? He is cute, though.
For the next few days, she avoids Ethan, feeling conflicted. But curiosity gets the best of her when another letter appears under her door, this time more intimate. Janet is lying on her couch, holding the second envelope with a trembling hand. She unfolds the paper carefully, and her eyes glide over the words.
Gone are the days of heartfelt prose, where ink and paper held tales we chose. Once, love letters danced with grace. Now, messages flicker in cyberspace. But I choose the old-school way, it's true, to express my emotions, just like my parents knew. With every stroke of pen, my heart takes flight, crafting words that linger, soft and bright. For in each letter, I find my soul, a timeless connection that makes me whole. So, let the world rush by, I won't be swayed. In the beauty of writing, my love is conveyed. In a world of quick texts and fleeting chats, I embrace the romance of old-fashioned acts. For true feelings flourish in thoughtful display, inked with affection. I'll love this way.
Janet's heart races and her fingers tighten around the paper, her mind wandering to places she hadn't dared to before.
Why does this feel so intense? I barely know him. But the way he writes, it's like he's been watching me for a lifetime. And this idea of love letters, it's romantic.
She looks toward the door again, her gaze lingering longer this time. The unease she initially felt is slowly being replaced by something else. Anticipation, excitement. She finds herself waiting for the next letter, wondering what it will reveal. Days pass, and the letters become more frequent, more daring.
I've spent too many nights lying awake thinking about you. Sometimes I imagine how soft your skin would feel under my fingertips, how your lips would taste on mine.
She's never spoken to Ethan, yet these letters feel like he knows her so intimately. Each one stirs something new inside Janet, a mixture of lust, longing, and curiosity. Her inner voice, once skeptical, now burns with desire. She blushes as she reads further.
I want to know what your voice sounds like when you say my name. Do you whisper it when you're alone, the way I whisper yours?
Janet's breath hitches as she reads the next line, the words dancing across her imagination.
Sometimes I dream of us alone, in the quiet of the night. Just the two of us, wrapped in sheets, bodies entwined. Would you let me explore every part of you? Would you let me take my time?
Janet can't help the heat rising in her cheeks, her thoughts turning darker, more daring. She begins to respond in her own way, slipping her own letters under Ethan's door late at night, feeling the rush of anonymity, the thrill of the game they've both unknowingly agreed to play. Ethan, sitting in his apartment, opens the letter and lets out a slow breath.
Do you ever wonder how it would feel if I kissed you first? If I took control, pressed you against the wall, and made you mine?
He hadn't expected her to respond like this, to match his desire word for word. It drives him wild, and he knows he can't hold back much longer.
She's perfect. More perfect than I imagined.
But he hesitates, wondering if he should reveal himself. If this fantasy is better left as it is, a mystery. One evening, Janet receives another letter that is more direct than the others. Her heart pounds.
Meet me, tonight, 11 p.m., roof.
Janet can't stop her hands from shaking. The buildup, the tension, the fantasies. They all come crashing together in this moment. She dresses carefully, choosing something that feels both casual and sensual. Her silk camisole hugs her body, and she leaves her hair down, letting it cascade in waves. When she steps out onto the rooftop, the night air is cool against her skin. She sees Ethan standing by the edge, looking out over the city skyline. Her stomach tightens as she approaches him.
It's him. It has to be him.
Ethan turns, and the charged silence between them speaks louder than words. Janet takes a deep breath, her heart pounding in her chest.
I wasn't sure if you'd come.
Did you think I'd stay away after all those letters?
Their eyes lock, and suddenly the space between them feels too large. Ethan steps forward, his hand brushing Janet's cheek, and she feels a shiver run down her spine.
I've been thinking about this moment since the first letter.
Then don't waste it.
In a heartbeat, their lips collide, the kiss filled with the pent-up tension and desire of weeks spent longing for each other. His hands roam over her body, pulling her closer as the heat between them builds. She moans softly into his mouth, her hands tugging at his shirt, desperate for more.
I've wanted this. So much.
You have no idea how badly I've needed you.
In one fluid motion, Ethan pulls her into his arms, his lips crashing onto hers with a hunger that has been simmering beneath the surface. The kiss is everything she imagined. Intense, passionate, and filled with the longing they've both hidden for so long. His hands cup her face, and hers slip around his waist, pulling him closer. They kiss for what feels like an eternity, the world around them fading into the background as their bodies press together, desperate for more. The heat between them becomes too much to bear. Without a word, Ethan takes Janet's hand, leading her down the stairs and into his apartment. Once inside, the door barely closes before they're on each other again, this time with more urgency. Ethan backs her against the wall, his lips trailing down her neck as she gasps softly, her fingers tugging at his shirt.
I didn't think you'd be so bold.
I've been holding back for too long.
He lifts her, and she wraps her legs around his waist as he carries her to the couch. They tumble onto it, a tangled mess of limbs and laughter, the playful teasing between them, making the moment all the more intoxicating. Their kisses grow deeper, their touches more daring as clothes slowly start to fall away. The chemistry between them is undeniable, and the passion they've shared in words now comes to life. The morning sun filters through the curtains of Ethan's apartment. She stirs, slowly waking, her body still tingling with the memory of the night before. She rolls over and finds Ethan lying beside her, his arm draped across her waist, his breathing slow and steady. For a moment, she watches him, her heart full. She smiles to herself, feeling more content than she has in years. She never expected a series of anonymous letters would lead her here, to this connection, this feeling of being completely seen and desired. Ethan stirs, his eyes fluttering open. When he sees her, his face breaks into a sleepy, satisfied smile.
Morning.
Morning.
He pulls her closer, pressing a kiss to her forehead, and for the first time in a long time, Janet feels completely at ease. She's found something real, something raw, in a world where everything feels fleeting. As the days turn into weeks, Janet and Ethan become inseparable. The letters continue, but now, instead of anonymous notes, they leave playful messages on Post-it notes, sending flirty texts and exchanging knowing smiles across the hallway. Their passion deepens, and their love story becomes something neither of them expected. The rooftop, once a place of mystery, becomes their special spot, a place where they laugh, kiss, and plan their future together. They know they've found something rare, something precious. And in a world where connections often feel temporary, Janet and Ethan have found a love that feels like it was written in the stars. Sometimes love arrives in the most unexpected ways, like a letter slipped under a door or a glance shared across a hallway. And once it's found, it can make everything else seem insignificant. For Janet and Ethan, their love story was just beginning, but they already knew it would last forever.
Ethan, the poem you wrote in your first letter, it was amazing. As amazing as you.
I can't lie to you. Actually, I used ChatGPT to write it.
Fuck, no. Why did you have to spoil it for me?
Ethan cups her face in his palms and looks her in her eyes with intent.
In quiet moments, pen in hand, I trace my thoughts across the land. Ink flows like whispers, soft and true, as every word I write is you. Each line, a bridge from heart to heart, a letter sealed where love would start. Unspoken dreams, desires unfurled, captured in words, my entire world. The paper folds, the feelings stay. In every crease, I find a way to tell you what I can't convey, that love is all I need today. With every note, I find it clear that love, in words, brings you near. So, in this plea, each word I say is true. All I need is love from you. All you need is a podcast where the heart finds its voice through enchanting romance stories. Join me as we explore the timeless power of love, weaving together tales that spark joy, nostalgia, unspoken desires, a warmth that makes your heart flutter, and the sweet magic of love that transcends time. From the first blush of infatuation to the comfort of lasting connections. Prepare to be swept off your feet as we delve into the intricacies of relationships. Celebrate love in all its forms, and remind you that, at the end of the day, all you need is a Spotify-exclusive podcast conceptualized and created by Nazar Partiwala using 11 Labs.
Tune in and let your heart be your guide.